Welcome everybody to the X Factor podcast today on this Wednesday morning, afternoon, whatever you're at. We're going to be getting right into it here with some NXT reactions, review, my opinions on it, my takes on it, what I think was bad, what I think was good, all that types of stuff. If you haven't seen yesterday's podcast on Monday Night Raw review and Backlash review, go check it out. And yesterday I also said I was going to be doing, tomorrow, I'll be doing Dynamite review. And then Friday I'm going to be doing NFL talk. Since we're getting close to the NFL season, the schedule comes out tomorrow. So I will do my full NFL season reactions tomorrow. But let me know in the comments below, should I review every week, or should I just do it all and then tell you what I have for predictions and records and all that? Because if I go week by week, it might be a couple hour long video. So so that's what I have. Any updates, any little news you need, follow the Twitter XFactorMG5654. The X and the MG are capitalized, and I'm gonna be starting posting some of my clips on my podcast on my TikTok, which is X Factor Sports 420. I'm gonna be posting some of my clips on that soon to expand my little brand here. I'm doing a slow start right now with 46 subscribers, so hopefully my goal is to get 500 by the end of the year. If we can get better than that, then I'm going to the sky's the limit at that point. So, like I said, this is what I want to do, so here we go. Alright, so we're going to get right in here with NXT talk. The first match of the night was NXT Women'S Championship tournament. Tiffany Stratton versus Gigi Dolan. At the start, they had a little cutscene from last week when Indy had to vacate the title and all that stuff. Sad to see, but it had to be done. It sucks that it had to be done, but it had to be done. The 8 women that were in the tournament stood in the front of the entranceway together. It's Tiffany Stratton, Gigi Dolan, Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, JC Jane, Nyla, Valkyria, Fallon Henley, and Kiana James. All of them right there in the tournament. Tiffany Stratton, Gigi Dolan were the first match. They had pre-taped interviews before, so they got right into that. And then the match I thought was good. Lately I've been thinking Gigi Dolan's matches have been slow, because I think lately she's been a little bit slow in the ring. But I looked like yesterday she was trying to speed it up a little bit. It looked like she was trying to speed it up a little bit, but it ended up being a couple mess-ups in the matchup. It was a quick match. Tiffany Stratton ended up with the win. Tiffany Stratton was targeting her shoulder that was taped up, that she injured last week against JC Jane. But Tiffany Stratton finished her off with that moonsault. So I thought the match was short, but I thought it was good for the little time they had. And I feel with JC Jane, she just hasn't had her timing right at some points. It's like she can either be too quick or she can either be too slow. It's like they need to get it right there at that same spot so she can keep up with some of the other ones. But that's what I really think about that one. Tiffany Stratton, easily, I think she should be a top contender for the championship. I think she should win the tournament. There is something she can work on, but other than the minor little works that she can fix, I think she's ready for a championship. So, next matchup was the NXT Tag Title Tournament, Gallus versus Dyad. We're gonna get right into it here. It's, at the start of it, they're having like a little backstage scene. Joe Gacy told Ava Raine to go out there and represent the Schism. He was gonna focus on himself, and that's something that Ava Raine's been telling him to do, is to focus on himself. So that was a little thing to look out for, because, as you know, the Dyad are going to be leaving WWE in October, so that's something to really look forward to. Tony D'Angelo and Stax Lorenzo were looking close at this match because, as you know, they've been trying to go after the tag titles, and I could potentially see them as the next champions. Creed's on the other hand, I think Creed should have been called up. I don't know why they haven't been called up yet, because I think what they did in their first year last year, I know their promos could get some work in a little bit, but other than that, you can, like I said, promo stuff, you can fix that with veterans that you're around, like Edge, like AJ Styles, like Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, potential of Roman Reigns, the Usos, whoever's around, they're there to help. So I feel like that could have been fixed there. Then, there's a little cut scene in the middle of the match for the Creeds and Ivy and Isla were talking about, Ivy and Isla was talking about how much she hated Schism, and the Creeds were having like their own little masks that Schism wears, so that was funny. Ava Raine near the end of the match distracted Gallus, following Reed to a DDT on Coffee to set up the finish. Ended up it was not going to be the finish. Ivy now took out Ava Raine, distracted Schism, and then Gallus got it the win. That was, and while Tony D'Angelo and Stax were watching at the top of the little balcony thing, match I thought was good. I thought it was a really good match. As of for Gallus, I think they're one of the best tag teams in NXT. The Dyad, as we know right now, I think they're probably gonna be leaving. Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler, or Fowler. I think they already said they're leaving. So, whether they go, they're gonna stay in the U.S. I know that, but I don't know where they're going to go. I think AEW would be the perfect situation for them. Because right now, I know AEW has a couple of tag teams. But instead of having that, like, put up a storyline to add another tag team, by the time October comes around, boom. Jagger, Reed, and Rip Fowler, boom, they'll be already ready to go as a tag team as whole. So that'd be there. They got the Hardys, they got Lucha Bros that are the Ring of Honor tag champions. So I think AEW would be perfect for them. And I know AEW fans are always like, well, these are game-changing people. Like they said with Jay White, it's not really a game changer. It's just another people to add to your roster that's going to help your roster improve. And I'll get into Jay White here tomorrow, because it's been over a month since he's been here. I said I was going to do a monthly review on him. So I don't know if I already did that or not, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. Because everyone said, well, he's only been around for a month, so, gotta stay patient with him. And I know AEW has to be patient with a lot of their storylines because they don't got pay-per-views every month. If they had one every other month, that would work with some things. But I'm going to get all in that tomorrow, because I got some things I got to talk about that I got a problem with, so. But later on in the night, the family, Stax Lorenzo and Tony D'Angelo showed up at the Gallus pub and asked for a title match, but Joe Coffey refused. So maybe a potential pay-per-view match at Battleground. Never know. Just saying. Duke Hudson versus Javier Bernal. How that match got ahead of itself. Bernal taunted Thea Hale backstage until Hudson got in his face. Pretty much telling him to quit. Pretty much all that. And, Hudson started talking to, gonna take him out, pretty much. Take Javier Bernal out. And, Duke Hudson, trying to call it Duke University, caught himself in a little bit of a thing there with Javier Bernal. Like I said, I never trusted Duke Hudson. I told you guys that months ago. I never trusted Duke Hudson. I think he's a traitor. And if this is how Chase U is going to go down, it's going to go down like that, I guess. So, There was a little vignette of, so Wendy Chu, Sol Ruka, and Nikita Lyons have all, Nikita Lyons and Sol Ruka have torn ACLs, and Wendy Chu took out two. They had a little bit of a vignette of some person looking at like a screen of them three getting hurt. Whether we know who that is, we don't know, because they're in a sweatshirt. You could think a lot of people that haven't been around a month. You could think Miko Satomura, maybe. She hasn't been around in a month or so. You can think Aaliyah. We haven't seen her since they lost the women's tag titles. You can think Blair Davenport. We haven't seen her since Worlds Collide. It could be anyone you think about. So, although those are the only three I can really think about at this moment in time, because there's only three people that we haven't seen in a while. Miko Satomura is probably less likely. I would like to see Miko Satomura on the main roster, to be honest with you, but I don't really see that happening. But the match with Duke Hudson and Javier Bernal, quick little match. It was alright. Duke Hudson came up with the win. It was a little quick match. Good thing for Duke Hudson to get over with Bernal. I can see them trying to do something with Bernal. I just think right now it's not helping a lot of things. So, Eddie Thorpe versus Damon Kemp was the match after that. Eddie Thorpe, Damon Kemp have been teasing up for the matchup lately. I thought the match was good. Eddie Thorpe, of course, I think he's probably gonna be one of the major stars in NXT in the upcoming months. And Damon Kemp, I think, still needs some work, but I think that would help Eddie Thorpe a little bit because he's a newer guy. He's from New Japan, so obviously he's had some working somewhere. I thought they had a good match. Thorpe won. And I'm slowly starting to grow on Eddie Thorpe just a little bit. I'm liking what he's been doing in the ring. And he's only in his 20s, so it's not like, you're bringing some 30-year-old guy in and helping other guys. He's still in his 20s, so maybe a potential title run down the future with Eddie Thorpe. And, NXT crowds, you're doing something good if your NXT crowds are going to cheer for you, but if you're not getting cheered with an NXT crowd, or if you're not getting any reaction in that, you're doing something bad. So, backstage, Von Wagner and Mr. Stone had a little thing, trying to get to know each other, of course, and I can really see them trying to push Von Wagner. And there have been reports that they want Von Wagner to be a main event WrestleMania material guy down the future. I could see him trying to do something. And of course, Mr. Stone had to bring up the photo he seen last week with Von Wagner. Von Wagner got pissed off and took out a guy pretty much. I don't know what all that's about, but I am a little bit interested to see what they're trying to do here with Von Wagner. And I can really see that they're trying to push him hard. It's just, there's nothing really much you can really do. So, and he's a good athlete. He's good at, he's nearly 7 foot tall and a great athlete. And you don't get many of those nowadays, so something new, I guess. I don't know. Dijak versus Ilya Dragunov, the matchup I've been waiting for since they started their feud. But before the disqualification, I thought it was a great match. Dijak, Ilya Dragunov, hard hitters. Well, if you haven't seen an Ilya Dragunov match, then you wouldn't know if he's a hard hitter, but we all know he's a hard hitter. Dijak, hard hitter. In my opinion, one of his best characters so far. Not Dijakovic, not T-Bar. Dijak's the best. Started off with Dragunov distracting, or he caught Dijak with a jumping knee and a pair of corner chops. Dijak tried to get him back, but faced a flurry of chops again, and that's something Ilya Dragunov has a history of doing is chops. Same thing with Gunther. He tried to get a choke slam, or he took a choke slam Dragunov off the second rope, like he choke slam off the second rope onto the floor. So that was pretty cool. It ended with Dijak hitting Ilya Dragunov with the chair. So we're probably gonna see no disqualification match sometime in the future. Probably a battleground match. That would be pretty good. I would like to see that. So that would be a cool little thing to look at. Because in my opinion, Dijak and Dragunov, man, they're some of the best people in NXT right now. And Ilya Dragunov should, if it wasn't for the stars that already need to be called up, I think he should have already been called up. But if you really think about it, you need people like him, Braun Breaker, Carmel Hayes to bring up other guys to show their worthiness. So, and Dijak, I feel like he's already back up and ready. Give him a title run a little bit, and I feel like after the title run, take him back up to the main roster as Dijak, and I feel like he would be better now than what he was ever as T-Bar or Dijakovic. So, that's pretty much what I got to think about. And then another great matchup I've been waiting to see, Tyler Bate versus Charlie Dempsey. A type of matchup that a guy like me would love to watch. So, I thought it was a good match. Wesley found Tyler Bate backstage, doing his little meditation thing. And Wesley was trying to talk to him, and it looked like Tyler Bate was not even trying to pay attention to what he was saying. So it makes me wonder if they're going to make him turn heel. I think they're going to probably have him turn heel, and that's something I don't want to see, because Tyler Bate heel turn, you never know how that could go. I feel like he's better as a babyface, but you always try something new, I guess. Charlie Dempsey, them two had a great matchup. Some submission moves. In the middle of the match, Joe Gacy got up in the middle of Wes Lee, so he looked like Joe Gacy's now going after the North American title. Drew Gulak got in the middle of it. We could probably see a fatal 5-way in that matter with Gulak, Dempsey, Wesley, Tyler Bate, and Joe Gacy. We could see a potential fatal 5-way just right there. But then Dempsey got Bate with a pinfall and won the match. Charlie Dempsey, in my opinion, I have been following him since his NXT debut. I've loved everything that he's done. So if anyone tries to tell me wrong, I'm not wrong. I have been following this guy since his first match in NXT. So, love to see that. Josh Briggs, Brooke Jensen versus Hank Walker and Tank Ledger in a tag team affair. Jensen and Briggs end up with the win. And Daniel Palmer before the match asked Jensen and Briggs for her advice. And Daniel Palmer is also one of the rookies that are coming up as a NXT star, so asking for advice is always something good. So, Ledger and Hank Walker come up swinging, brawling with their big veteran opponents, with their upcoming older opponents, if you'd say. I thought the match was good. Briggs and Jensen are potentially up for tag titles too. I could see them coming up soon. Not called up though, more of just a tag title match type of thing. And Ledger and Hank Walker, I think they're just getting started with them, so it's great to see that going. Noam Dar interrupted Dragon Lee's interview to invite him to a Supernova Sessions. As you know, Dragon Lee and Noam Dar, they've been teasing a matchup with them two for a while now, and that's be something I would love to see. I think that'd be a matchup of the year right there. And as you know, NXT's already had a couple of matches of the years coming right into it, so that'd be something to look forward to. Kiana James versus Lila Valkyria in a women's title tournament. I thought that was a good match. The first year Kiana James has been around, she's already become a women's tag champion. And now she's looking for an actual title, world title. Like I said, I think they should probably put a mid card title with it, but that's just my opinion. It'd help a lot of people out, but I thought it was a good match. They both got their spots in. Valkyria, of course, she's been pushed up high since she joined the roster. She got the win, advancing to the semifinals. So good to see that. Kiana James. I kind of want to see a Kiana James Fallon Henley matchup in the tournament, but we did not get that. So kind of disappointing. But we'll probably get a future matchup with them too, hopefully. So. And then in the main event, Bron Breakker versus Trick Williams. Trick Williams finally getting his final, his final say, or his by himself kind of thing, which is something I've been looking forward to for a while now. And I thought it was a little good main event. Bron Breakker getting him over just a little bit. Bron Breakker ended up with the win with a vicious spear. I swear that man has put him and Roman against each other. Vicious spears right there. And he tapped him out with his little clutch submission move, whatever you call it. And Carmelo Hayes came out. He did that little spring off the second rope, and then boom, got caught right into a spear. Heel Bron Breakker is probably the best thing I've ever seen. It could be one of the best things I've ever seen. I love what they're doing with him. I feel like he should already be called to the main roster because there's nothing else he can do. He can win a mid card title, but he doesn't need that title. He can just go right to the main roster and thrive. So I feel like after the Battleground match, I feel like that's where they call him up. So that's all I got for today. Tomorrow will be Dynamite review. Friday will be NFL talk, NFL season review, and then either Saturday or Monday will be the SmackDown Rampage review. So all have a good day, stay blessed, and there you go.